This United States Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, tutorial provides a general overview of the common errors that occur when submitting an application for certification. The information in this tutorial is applicable to the industry sectors of the Gasoline Engine Compliance Center of the Compliance Division in the Office of Transportation and Air Quality. It is our intent to provide helpful information and not set new policy in this tutorial. This tutorial applies to manufacturers of non-road spark ignition or SI engines, equipment, vehicles, and evaporative components, and on-highway SI motorcycles and heavy-duty engines. Please use the buttons on your screen to play, pause, or stop the tutorial or access closed captioning. EPA Disclaimer: The United States Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, has prepared this tutorial video for use as general information only. It is the intent of the EPA that this video provide an overview of information already available to the public and the regulated community through EPA's published websites, agency guidance documents, Code of Federal Regulations, or CFR, and applicable federal statutes. The viewer of this video should not rely on information contained therein as a substitute from following the applicable regulation and statute concerning certification and compliance of engines, equipment, and vehicles. This video does not replace any law or guidance document or set any new EPA policy or procedure not already contained in the CFR, Clean Air Act, or other applicable federal law. This video is not a substitute for meeting the certification and compliance requirements under the applicable regulations and statute. Viewers should confirm questions and concerns with the EPA's designated certification representative for the applicable vehicle or engine class. Topics. This tutorial will provide an overview of the Gasoline Engine Compliance Center, or GECC, industry sectors, and the Engine and Vehicles Compliance Information System, or EV-CIS, application dataset. We will address how to locate errors in the EV-CIS application dataset and common errors made when submitting an application for certification. A helpful resources section is provided at the end of this tutorial. The Gasoline Engine Compliance Center, or GECC, industry sectors. The GECC covers the certification and compliance activities for the following industry sectors: all-terrain vehicles, or ATVs or recreational vehicles; heavy-duty on-highway evaporative systems, or HD-EVAP; heavy-duty spark ignition on-highway engines, or HD-SI; large non-road spark ignition engines, or large SI; marine spark ignition engines, or marine SI; non-road evaporative components, including fuel lines, tanks, and caps; non-road evaporative equipment and vessels; non-road evaporative portable fuel containers, or PFCs; off-highway motorcycles, recreational vehicles; on-highway motorcycles; small non-road spark ignition engines and equipment, or small SI; snowmobiles, recreational vehicles; and utility vehicles. EV-CIS application dataset. All manufacturers must enter data on application dataset forms which contain data fields. Locating errors in the EV-CIS application dataset. Manufacturers must locate and correct dataset errors before requesting a certificate. Errors are identified in two areas after entering information on the dataset. On top of the dataset form itself, in red, after entering and submitting data, and in the Submission Processing Report. A notification will be sent to your CDX inbox. For assistance, contact the EV-CIS Help Desk at 202-747-5320 or send an email to evcishelpdesk@epacdx.net. Errors listed on application dataset screen in red. Manufacturers must correct data or information in the EV-CIS application for certification before submitting it. After the data is submitted, any errors found will appear at the top of the screen in red. The red errors must be corrected before the dataset can be submitted. Save your CDX XML files on your computer for later use. Contact the EV-CIS Help Desk if assistance is needed. Your application is not entered or seen in EV-CIS by the EPA certification representative until the errors in red are corrected and the submission is accepted. All errors must be resolved. There are additional error checks performed when the application is submitted and, if found, your submission will be rejected. Please see the CDX inbox section for error message details. CDX Inbox Submission Notifications. Go to the CDX inbox for submission notifications and links. As stated earlier, additional error checks are performed when the application is submitted, and, if found, your submission will be rejected. The notification on your submission status is sent to the CDX inbox. See the CDX inbox section for error messages details. Submission Processing Report. The submission notification is sent to your CDX inbox. Check for notifications in the CDX inbox. All notifications in the inbox should be opened and reviewed. The subject line shows in the inbox whether the dataset submission has been accepted or rejected. The user must open the message to view the Submission Processing Report, which provides details of your submission status and reports any additional errors. The notification message link will take you to the Submission Processing Report. See the Submission Processing Report to review any additional errors. You will see the statement that your recent dataset submission has been received by the EPA, and you will be notified if any additional actions on your part are required. A Submission Processing Report and any requested dataset reports can be found on the Status History page. The Submission Status History page can be reached by clicking on the link near the bottom of this inbox message. You will see a summary of the processing report, including the total datasets submitted. You will also see if a dataset is accepted or rejected. If an application is rejected, the Submission Processing Report is an XML file that contains any business rule violations that prevented the application from being submitted. This report contains all of the information that was entered in a given dataset. If a dataset is rejected, there will be a list of all the business rules violated at the bottom of the processing report. Fix any fields that are associated with the business rule errors and resubmit the rejected dataset. The accepted submission processing report can be saved to a PC by right-clicking on the XML file. This is an example Submission Processing Report XML file. In addition to showing a summary of the data and information entered in the application dataset, this report indicates the errors in your application dataset. If a dataset is rejected, there will be a list of all the business rules violated at the bottom of the processing report. Fix any fields that are associated with the business rule errors and resubmit the rejected dataset. Use the data requirements, business rules, and XML schema documents to help you submit your certification and compliance information in EV-CIS. Data requirements are a glossary of data elements for each EV-CIS module, including the descriptions, characteristics, and rules of each element. Each business rule is used to define or constrain acceptance of information based on our regulatory implementation and allow for the validation of new submissions with existing system information. XML schemas validate the formats of the data input into the system. See the Helpful Resources slide at the end of this tutorial for links to support documentation for submissions. Select the back arrow in the top left corner to get out of the submission report and return to CDX. Once corrections are made and the dataset or submission is resubmitted, you will see a Submission Accepted notification in your CDX inbox. It is okay to continue with the certification process when the dataset is accepted. Addressing common errors that are made when submitting an application for certification. The next slides address some common errors when submitting applications for certification. Not requesting a certificate in EV-CIS after entering corrections. The problem is, the manufacturer makes corrections to an initial application, but it does not appear for the EPA representative to review. The solution: after corrections are made to an application, manufacturers must resubmit a request for a certificate. Without requesting the certificate, a certificate cannot be issued. Skipped annual model year certification. The problem is, the manufacturer skipped certification for one or more model years. The solution: manufacturers must certify every model year. Manufacturers cannot sell uncertified engines, vehicles, equipment, or evaporative components in the United States. Please contact the EPA certification representative if there is a problem. Each certificate is valid for one model year. In order for manufacturers to continue to produce and sell products in the United States, they must recertify each family each year with the EPA. No updated manufacturer information provided. The problem is, a change in the manufacturer's information is not updated in EV-CIS. The solution: manufacturers must let EPA know of any company name changes and certification representative changes. Manufacturers must update addresses, contacts, and other information in the Maintain Manufacturer Information section in EV-CIS. Omitting manufacturer test facilities. The problem is, the manufacturer is not entering the test facility information, or the test facility listed in the application doesn't match the test lab listed on the test data worksheet. The solution: a manufacturer's test facility must be listed on both the test data worksheet and in the application. The manufacturer test facility must be identical in the application and on the test data worksheet. Manufacturer facilities and test laboratory information can be updated on the Maintain Manufacturer Information tab in EV-CIS. No active United States or U.S. agent for service. The problem is, the application submitted has no valid U.S. agent for service as a point of contact, or email address for U.S. agent for service is invalid. The solution: a legitimate U.S. agent for service must be entered in the application. The agent for service must reside in the United States and have a working email address. Incorrectly entering carryover data in the application. The problem is, carryover is not selected when applicable, the manufacturer is not entering or correcting data in the application application contains an incorrect model year of carryover, or the manufacturer does not inform EPA if carryover data has changed and may no longer be considered carryover. The solution: the correct carryover information and test data from the correct previous model year must be provided. The carryover model year and family must be listed correctly in the application. The test data should not change for a carryover. To avoid certification delays, inform EPA of changes in carryover data. The carryover indicator in the application must be selected as yes if carrying over data. The original carryover model year and family must be entered in the application. Not correctly addressing denied applications. The problem is, problems with denied application are not addressed. The solution: if the application is denied, corrections must be made to resume the certification process. If the updated application is not correct, then certification will be delayed. Make sure the application is updated with the required revisions or corrections. This slide displays a list of helpful resources for certification and compliance assistance. The Electronic Code of Federal Regulations can be found at www.ecfr.gov. The manufacturer guidance letters and the document index system can be found at www.epa.gov/DIS. Certification information can be found at www.epa.gov/VE-certification. The EV-CIS Help Desk can be reached at 202-747-5320 or send an email to evcishelpdesk@epacdx.net. The CDX Help Desk can be reached at 888-890-1995 or send an email to helpdesk@epacdx.net. For certification fee payment, go to www.pay.gov. For support documentation for submissions, that is, business rules and other documents, for On-Road, go to https://www.epa.gov/vehicle-and-certification/engines. For Non-Road, go to https://www.epa.gov/non-road vehicle and engine certification certification and compliance non-road vehicles and engines. This is the end of this tutorial. Thank you.